I'm not in favour of Brexit. I've been probably one of the more outspoken commentators from the scientific research and even academic community about it. And why have I thought about it so passionately in a negative way? It is because not the normal things, though they are a problem, money and so on. It's actually to do with the image of our country and of our research community, which gets tainted by that, of a country that seems to be turning in on itself and turning its back on its neighbours. And I think that's a cultural issue which is damaging for us, because science depends upon, and all academic activity of course, depends on fluidity, depends on the transfer of ideas and people and resources across boundaries and barriers, so that we put together different cultures and different ways of looking at things to solve problems. And the UK was a leader in European science. It's going to be a frostier time outside that. Having said it, if it will happen, and what makes me cross is it's happening for all the wrong reasons. It's happening because of a problem in one of the political parties that they couldn't solve, and so they forced this upon us. And I'm cross about that, because they should have been able to rise above that and think about the country, which they failed to do. It's also been driven by opportunists who are just looking for political advantage. I can't respect that very much either. But should it happen by accident, and of course what the opposition should have done, by the way, since I'm ranting a little, is actually pointed out the problem which people feel of being left behind, which is real, had much more to do with austerity than it had to do anything to do with the problems of Europe, which is, by the way, not perfect, but then neither is our government perfect. Austerity is where the finger should have been pointed, and I'm afraid the opposition didn't do that properly either. However, should it happen, and maybe it won't, who knows, should it happen, we have to be optimistic and we have to drive forward as well as we can. And I will try and do my best with that. I have strong links with Europe. I'm actually a scientific advisor for the European Union. They have 7 of them. And I will try and see if we can keep doors open, or as open as possible. I think if we do leave, we'll be back in again in 10, 15 years anyway.
Paul Nurse, thank you very much.
Thank you, and it's been a pleasure once again visiting the University of Huddersfield. Very nice coming up here.